Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. 3 more names in the running for Chilliwack School Trustee in the fall election. BC Transit kicking in the fall bus schedules. You know you can never have enough books. The outdoor Rotary book sale is this Saturday. And a bump in the road for the Huskers in Prince George. Steve Croner sitting in for Josh this week in sports. Our special guests this week include school trustee candidate Brian VanGarderen, Andrew Crosby on Rotary Corner, sponsored by Rotarian Deborah Suter, and this month's The Welcome Mat with Matt Paisley of Jason Laynes and Associates, REMAX Nyda Realty. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. Our top story. With the backdrop of the recent Chilliwack Pride Festival came a tete-a-tete on social media from some who feel that certain books in the Chilliwack Public School library system are, quote, pornographic and should be removed. These books have won awards for teaching sex education to appropriate ages. Further, that school trustee Willow Richel, who has been vocal in support of these approved books, should somehow be charged with distributing and promoting pornography. Well, trustees Daryl Ferguson and Barry Newfield have supported this call. Richel has fired back, stating from her website, "Do you want a board that understands the importance of having relevant and inclusive resources and that trusts staff to select these resources, or do you want a board that will micromanage staff and ban anything that does not conform to their narrow and regressive sensibilities?" Meanwhile, Margaret Reed, who is with the United Way and the Chilliwack Pride Executive Board, she came out last year. She will be running for school board in the October 15th municipal election. Her platform stressing food security, mental health, and student support. Katie Jones is again in the running for Chilliwack School Trustee for the October 15th vote. From her media release, she is stressing the basics and parental involvement. For the moment, staying clear of SOGI 123 and the controversy over the various reading materials that we've mentioned. Jones, by the way, finished just 33 votes outside of becoming a trustee back in 2018. She called for a recount. That cost the board about $30,000, but to no avail. Chilliwack Realtor Elliot Friesen jumping into the running for school board. He says his decision to run is based on his strong conviction to support higher learning while protecting the most vulnerable. He also wants to see more teaching in financial literacy. And earlier this month, Brian VanGarderen announced that he would make another run for school trustee. His voice was lost during the 2020 by-election. That was the focus between Dr. Karen Bondar and Richard Prosey. VanGarderen will be joining chillTV for an interview later on in the show. With autumn comes the fall bus service changes, and after Labor Day, the Cultus Lake bus will stop, but it will restart next summer. Just go to BC Transit for the new timetables. The Yarrow Food Hub started last year after the flooding in Barrowtown and parts of Yarrow. Food and other local services were organized by volunteers under the leadership of Victoria Kewitt, and last week there was a thank you barbecue for those volunteers. chillTV was invited to this. Kewitt telling chillTV that the need remains as there are many Yarrow neighbors that still haven't fully recovered financially from that atmospheric river event. You can donate goods and money through the Facebook page. You can never have enough books for fall and winter reading, or any time for that matter. The outdoor Rotary book sale is in the Rotary parking lot behind the Rotary building on Wolfe Road. That's between Townsend Park and the water treatment plant. Now, there'll be a huge selection of books, DVDs, records, and even some comics, and priced basically between $1 and $5. Andrew Crosby will have more on the book sale later on in the show on Rotary Corner. BC Rivers Day cleanup with the Chilliwack Vedder River Cleanup Society and the Chilliwack Fish and Game Protection Association is coming up next month, Sunday, September the 25th. Registration is at the Chilliwack Fish and Game Club on Chilliwack Lake Road. Now, everybody who pre-registers will have their name put in a special prize draw. The Facebook page for them now is up and running. Chilliwack Restorative Justice and Youth Advocacy Association's bike auction is online this weekend. The funds raised will go towards resolving conflict in partnership with the RCMP, community and school programs, and throughout Chilliwack restorative circles. Join the city of Chilliwack this weekend at the Landing Sports Center on Spadina for a scooter rodeo. Learn the rules and the responsibilities of safely operating a motorized wheelchair or a scooter. And remember, it's not just the seniors that use scooters. Chilliwack Alano Club celebrating their 40th anniversary on Saturday. It's actually 40 years at the current location on Victoria between Yonge and Nowell. The society itself started back in the late 1940s. So there's a pig roast and there's lots of family-friendly events as well. There's more details on the Alano Club Facebook page. And after the break, Rotary Corner, sponsored by Chilliwack Rotarian Deborah Suter, an interview with Brian VanGarderen, Chilliwack School Trustee candidate, the Welcome Mat, your Chilliwack real estate update with Matt Paisley, and our guest sports anchor, Steve Croner, who's sitting in for Josh. chillTV's News of the Week, and continuing with Rotary Corner, and from the Rotary Club of Chilliwack, Andrew Crosby, and one of my favorite times of the year, the outdoor book sale is coming up. And this is where we basically take over the back end of Townsend Park. Where do we find parking, and how do we get to the books and everything else?
Yeah, so we have our huge Rotary service building. It's 44870 Wolfe Road. It's right beside Townsend Park. On a side note, the city's actually building pickleball courts beside us, so look out for that.
Oh, that's where they're, okay, that's where it is, yeah.
I don't actually know what pickleball is, but I know that they're building because it's construction stuff around. But we're right behind there. We'll have big tents. There's going to be a food truck this year, so there's going to be lots going on. How
many thousands of books in that warehouse alone, and then you bring them outside?
Yeah, over 30,000 books, DVDs, records, comics, CDs. Yeah, if you collect CDs.
Our Barris Cardin, our executive director, loves the shellac records. I'm there for the CDs. But you were mentioning off the air, we were talking about comic books, and there is this now huge demand. I guess everybody kind of hunkered down during COVID. Do you have an idea of how many comic books are there, or you just start hauling out the boxes?
Hundreds. I know for sure we have hundreds of comic books in wrappers that look mint. What they are, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because we have, everything to do with this is on such a grand scale, right? So we have year-round volunteers. But anyways,
yeah,
comic books in wrappers. Yeah, and so I phoned around to the comic book stores, and that was interesting because COVID created a system where, because comics trade hands so much, nobody was buying them anymore. And I think now there's a little bit of a resurgence for them, so it'll be interesting.
The book sale started, of course, inside the old Chilliwack Mall for a number of years. When you first went outdoors, I know a few people were concerned. This has turned into such a major event for Rotary. Did it surprise even you guys?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But I think one of the unforeseen things was, again, COVID. People started spring cleaning, so all of a sudden we had double the amount of books we had that previous years.
Yeah.
I think it was last year we stopped accepting new, the books we can't use we donate.
Yeah.
But we stopped accepting more cookbooks in about February because we'd filled up the cages. So this is, I really like it. It's outside. It's it's been great weather.
We should have a fantastic day. Now, one thing that I did read on your social media is for this particular sale, you're not accepting any more books for this one, but you're going to be doing that for the October sale?
Absolutely. Yeah, so this sale clears a little bit of room in our warehouse, and that way for the October-November sale, we're back to restocked. And I should mention, we start from the beginning every year. So anything that we don't sell, we donate. So it's August right now. We have 30,000 books in August.
Yeah.
So the outdoor sale is a bit of a necessity at this point as well.
Okay, that's off Wolfe, and then the indoor sale in October, that's back at Heritage?
Heritage Park, yeah.
Okay, and to find any more information, I know that you're all over social media. Where's the best place to look, Facebook or the website?
Yeah, probably Facebook. The website will have the information on it, and if anybody's interested in volunteering, rotaryclubofchilliwack@gmail.com. We're beyond happy to take volunteers.
And prices anywhere from $1 to $5?
Yeah, it's usually 1 to 4. The odd one's 5.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to take debit in that? There have been some places that have been concerned about Wi-Fi and that, but are you good for that, or just is it better to bring cash?
Absolutely. We have debit machines.
When in doubt.
Yeah.
Make it work. Andrew Crosby, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me, Don. I appreciate it.
And you're watching chillTV's News of the Week. chillTV's News of the Week, and we continue our conversations with the various candidates that are running for either council or school board. Brian VanGarderen, a couple of years ago, you ran in a by-election for school board. You're going to try it again as school trustee. Curious, between then and now, anything that you learned that has now been brought forward to this run? Because that was a by-election. This is for the full term.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I ran in the by-election was kind of to dip my toes into how the whole election process worked. And so I've learned how to campaign better, but also to fundraise and to have your signs ready to go. But I've also learned that people like to have very clear goals in mind. And so this year I've kind of have my 3 goals that I'm going for, which is inclusion, diversity, and also clear communication. And so it's just with experience comes more knowledge and being able to share those ideas.
One thing that did come up, it didn't become a major issue, but you live in Chilliwack. You were teaching in Abbotsford. Is that still the case?
I'm still teaching in Abbotsford.
And do you feel that might be hindrance or something that helps because you have the view of both the Abbotsford Council and as well as Chilliwack?
For sure. I mean, the working in Abbotsford, I deal mainly with Abbotsford kids and those Abbotsford issues, and so I have to be on alert when things come up with the board here. But I think working in a school district itself and the position that I'm in really helps me know the ins and outs of such a complex infrastructure like an education system. And so I can't run in Abbotsford because I don't live there. Mm-hmm. And so it just makes sense for me to be involved, especially since my daughter is getting older and I want to somehow bring back into the community and give back with my knowledge and expertise. And so I figured running for school trustee would be one of those ways.
When it comes to debating and getting along with others, looking forward, best case scenario, you are elected as a school trustee. It would be a challenging school board. Would you be ready for that? Because it always seems to be spirited at the best of times.
For sure. I mean, last time I ran, it was very heated at that time, and I spoke out against how other candidates were treated during that time, and especially during the debate. This time around, I'm really working towards this idea of I want to be the person that people can trust and that they can bring their issues to, and that there will be no judgment, and that we can work through any hard issues in a communal way rather than in an attacking way. And so that's really what I want to focus on.
Having said that, there has been the concern that one trustee has been attacked by others when it comes to reading material. There's always the SOGI question. Is that something that you want to address, or you simply go, let's take care of business? How do you feel? Yeah.
It's a bit of both, right? Like, it's let's take care of business, but if we were to have those issues come up in the school itself, they would be addressed right away due to the words that are being used and how other people are how other people are feeling towards that. Mm-hmm. And so if our board of trustee can't embody what anti-harassment or bullying policy is, then how can people in the community trust that that will happen in the school system as well?
Shifting a little bit, there have been some interesting comments about curriculum. Why can't we have more something like financial literacy to teach kids how to balance a checkbook? Why can't we have SHOP or home ec? Is that something that school boards can actually do, or is that more of we can make a recommendation to the Ministry of Education and that's their bailiwick?
Yeah, so I mean, as a board of trustees, it's your job to deliver the curriculum that's set by the BC government. You can always put policies in place, putting emphasis on certain values that the community is wanting or that the community is striving for. However, if we do want to have that change in the curriculum or with the government, you can always work your way up into the larger trustee section and put those advocacy pieces together and say, hey, this is what our community wants, and we should be providing more of those educational opportunities for our kids, and kind of go on to councils and committees that advise the education or the BC education.
Obviously, a lot of people are going to be doing their homework. They're going to want to find out more about Brian VanGarderen. You're all over social media then?
Yeah, my main platform is Facebook right now. I'm trying to get a website set up, but it's a little bit more difficult when you're running on volunteers because their timing is not the same timing for me. And so Right now, it's the best place to look me up is on Facebook.
Brian VanGarderen, the latest to announce that he is going to run for trustee in October 15th's municipal elections in the Chilliwack School Board. And of course, chillTV will have extensive coverage on election night, October the 15th. Brian, again, thanks for coming.
Thanks very much.
And you're watching chillTV's News of the Week.
As I'm out and about in the community, everyone has the same question for me. Is now a safe time to buy real estate? So as we close out the summer and approach the fall real estate market, I thought I'd give you the top 5 reasons why savvy buyers are looking to capitalize on current market conditions. Number 5, there is no longer a lack of inventory. Gone are the days where home buyers had 1 or 2 homes to choose from. Now most buyers can find 5 to 10 homes that meet their criteria and pick and choose the option that best suits them. Number 4, buyers are now in a stronger position to negotiate prices. A year ago, the thought of negotiating a price was completely unheard of. Multiple offers created an auction-style environment where the highest price was usually the winning bid. Chances are you couldn't get your offer accepted unless you were willing to pay well over list price. The added inventory and reduced number of buyers has created the perfect storm where a true price negotiation can occur and the buyer can be sure they are happy with the price paid. Number 3, buyers can now add subjects to their offers. Remember last year when the best offer was subject free and the stresses of making an offer while not asking for an inspection, financing, or sale of your existing home were possible? That time has passed as well. Making a lateral move and asking for subject to sale or buying a new home and insisting on inspections are normal and also expected. Number 2, with house prices dropping, this also means closing costs are as well. Property transfer tax is a large expense in the purchase of a home and is based on a percentage of the purchase price. As prices drop, the percentage doesn't change, but the overall value of the tax does. And the number 1 reason why it is a great time to buy is that price reductions are outpacing the interest rate decline. By this, I mean prices are lower than they should be based on interest rate increases alone. Once interest rate increases slow down, consumer confidence should increase, causing the housing market to react by pushing prices upwards again. Remember, there is still a supply shortage. So as you can see, declining prices and increasing interest rates don't need to be a reason to avoid real estate. Every type of market offers different benefits for buying and selling. Now might be the time that suits your situation the best. That's all for today, folks, and don't forget, if you or someone you know is looking for any real estate help in the future, please don't hesitate to call. I'm never too busy for your referrals. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.
Maybe it was an omen. The BCFC video feed for Prince George crashed and tweets were sent out that everyone subscribed would get a refund. By that time, it was too late. The Valley Huskers fell behind early in Prince George and the expansion Kodiaks wound up with their very first franchise win. They beat the Huskers 28-20. The Huskers are 3-2. The Kodiaks are 1-3. Ironically, by the time the fourth quarter rolled around, the video feed came back to watch the Huskers try to mount a comeback. The Valley Huskers head into a bye week and then come back on September 3rd to play the Langley Rams in Langley in the Cascade Cup. The Huskers are into part of the schedule where they don't see home turf until October. The 30th anniversary of the Chilliwack Giants Chili Bowl brought 27 teams to Townsend Park last weekend. The main highlight was a tribute to chillTV's Wayne Biorgi. Wayne has a mainstay with the Giants football and was honored with a moving ceremony. The Chilliwack Chiefs will be doing something that they have not done since 2014. Have their games on the radio. 89.5 JR Country will do a game of the week. The entire season remains on the Chiefs' streaming services. Also, the Chiefs are in hope for an exhibition game against Merritt on September 7th. Tickets for that game are now available. The UFE men's basketball team had a great test to start the exhibition season in Abbotsford. They took on the NCAA powerhouse UNLV Runnin' Rebels. While the Cascades didn't quit, UNLV pulled away late in the fourth quarter to close out the game 91-70. Ontario won the gold in 12 under boys and the 14 under male and female divisions at the Minor Box Lacrosse Nationals held at the Langley Event Center. Team BC won the silver in all 3 categories, and members of the Chilliwack Mustangs were on all 3 BC teams. It's the Mini Stock Invitational this weekend at Agassiz Speedway, featuring mini stocks, street stocks, and Hornets. Gates open at 4 with racing at 6:30. Now back to Don with the weekend weather.
chillTV weather, it is perfect late August weather with sunshine and highs in the mid-20s. And you'll notice no annual PNE rain forecast. I hope I didn't jinx anything. If you'd like to participate in reporting news in Chilliwack and you have a story you think we should know about, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. I'm Don Lehn.